What's happening, y'all? Welcome to the podcast. However you getting this, if it's Apple Podcasts or YouTube, I got my wife on again today, but it's not going to be an interview. In this video, I'm talking about 5 steps to make sure that your relationship is financially successful. There's a lot more things you could do, but my wife and I came up with 5 steps that you should have a part of your relationship, and we're gonna go over the 5 steps. So how we gonna do this? We're gonna go over each step. She's gonna mention how we incorporated the steps into our relationship, and I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna elaborate a little bit on the importance of it, and just go in on that one.
Exactly.
So the first one, which to me might even be the most important, but the first one is goal alignment. Y'all gotta have the same financial goals. So let the people know how we had goal alignment with our financial goals.
Well, initially when we met, what we wanted to do was make sure, as our relationship got more serious, what we did was we made sure what was our 5 year plan, and so on and so forth. At least 5, 10 years. Well, what do you want? What does that look like for you? What does that look like as far as, are you in school? Are you career? Do you want to have a career? Do you want to have children? Or if there's already children, do you want more children? Because let's face it, kids cost. Um, and also, is there ownership? Is there things involved that you guys have in place that or you already have in place, or things that you both want to strive for? So that's kind of like what we did. If I remember correctly, we just wanted to make sure we knew that we wanted to both, own property, and we both knew that, I wanted to be a nurse, and he knew that, he wanted to find kind of like his stepping stone in life, and what he wanted to do, and it ended up being investing. But we just came to a middle ground and made sure we communicated that.
Without goal alignment, y'all are operating on separate paths, right? You're operating on separate paths because with goal alignment, if one is trying to go to school and the other one has a good credit score, or whatever the case is, y'all merge the goals together for one to be able to accomplish the other. Back when I started my YouTube channel, the little picture that I had that little picture that I had up on the wall, she purchased that picture for me because I was like, I can't do no more videos with this picture, just with this blank wall just behind me. I can't do no more videos. So she bought me a microphone and she bought me a picture to put up on the wall
Mm-hmm.
because we had aligning goals. And the same with her school. She needed a co-signer for a loan or something like that. So our goals were aligned, and that allowed her to accomplish, to get the funding that she needed to graduate nursing school. If your goals aren't aligned, y'all are you're fighting against each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like okay, well, I need the car to go to school, but I want the car to be able to go see my friends today. So I can't let you get the car to go to school. Y'all goals ain't aligned. So you're not letting that person excel, and you're not helping them by you just sitting and staying home. You allowing that person to take the car and move. So you got to take selfishness out of it and align your goals. Whatever your goals are, make sure that your partner is supporting that. And whatever your partner's goals are, you got to support it too. Otherwise, nobody's accomplishing their goals, and y'all are walking in different paths. So I feel like that might even be the most important one. Y'all gotta have the same goals.
Yes, and also what that looks like too is not always necessarily a technicality, as far as, okay, if I have the car this day, you have the car that day. Let's face it, sometimes in life, there's other things involved. There's house cleaning, there's kids, there's things involved as adults that you have to do. So make sure that you be able to communicate on that level too, to make sure everybody's getting their goal accomplished.
All right. Number two, strengthening yourself within the other one's weaknesses. So, of course, in a relationship, that's important, but financially, we talking finance. How in our relationship did like one strengthen the other one's weaknesses?
I feel like you're more of the investor, as far as keeping us on top of what are the better things for us to invest in. You kind of do the research. I think I might have found one company, which was a medical facility that I was like, I looked into that I felt like we could do. But other than that, for the most part, I think you kind of do you definitely do the background checking and the study time and that. I'm more of the everyday, I'm looking at grocery stores, grocery shopping. So if I go to the grocery store, it might be I can get more bang for our buck versus you might go in and spend $200 and have about 5 items.
Well, I'll be messing up at the grocery store.
So, but yeah, it's still so if you know that about each other, you try to work with each other on each other's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, you gotta pick up the slack where the other person falls off at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If your significant other has a spending habit, then you either need to continuously communicate about that spending habit, or you need to either make extra money or cut costs in the house to provide for that spending habit. Ideally, you should, you know what I'm saying, y'all should figure it out and kind of limit that spending habit and kind of like, okay, well, you splurge every month, splurge every 3 months, so that way we can build a life to where we can splurge consistently and it's not really messing us up. But you gotta work together, and being stronger in one area in relationships, especially when it comes to finance, is always gonna happen. There's always gonna be one stronger than the other in something else. One might make more money, one might have a better credit score. So by y'all working together and teaming up on that and being like, okay, I take care of the credit, you take care of the spending of the money, that is how y'all as a couple can elevate each other instead of operating separately and not even discussing it like some people probably do about their finances.
Exactly.
So we go on to number three. Number three is never stop progressing. So let them know how us as a couple have never stopped progressing financially in our relationship.
I would say it's everyday things that we might look into, especially on your end. You might be more looking into, what we can invest in, like I said before, doing that groundwork. If that's something you're into, but what that may look like on a different scale, it might look like for me, I might be looking at, furthering education. You might be looking into, maybe how to come up in your position and move up, that way in the company. Never stay stagnant. If you can always, do better and make more moves in the company maybe that you're in. Me as a nurse, I just want to be able to continue to build my finances and make sure that I'm not just staying stagnant. So yeah, furthering your education and making sure that you just never stay stuck in one thing. Because as long as you're super comfortable and stuck in something for years, usually you're not growing. So let's always try to strive for different things.
Yeah. And like she said, if you're not growing, your money is not growing. You have to have that constant progression, whether it's constant progression in education, constant progression in your career, constant progression. And it ain't got to be long strides. It could just
Mm-hmm.
be 1, 2 steps a day, but 1, 2 steps a day over a long period of time get you down the road. And you'll be like, how I came this far is because you never stopped progressing. You never gave up. You never threw in the towel. You was like, I'm gonna keep making a step towards that direction instead of allowing myself to be a prisoner of current circumstances. You was like, nah, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep doing this and persevere. So we moving quickly through the list, man. Number 4 out of number 5 is waiting for the right time for large purchases. So let the people know how we wait for the right time for large purchases.
The best thing with that is going to be, I would say, communication, laying everything out online and being realistic. If you're looking to purchase a home and right now the market is a seller's market, and you might not be able to afford the closing costs and all of that may come with it, you might want to wait until a better time. And like I said, that's going to take communication. And as far as what we did and what that looks like for us, it's just a conversation of, is this something that we want to do? How important is it? And is it able to be accomplished within reason? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to wait for the right time to make big purchases. Big purchases could be a TV, right? You want a TV in June, but you know they going on sale in December. You might as well wait for that to purchase that TV. You want to go on a trip, and you know prices, flights gonna be high in the summer. Why you can't just go in the spring? Why you can't just go in the winter? You know what I'm saying? Cutting out them large purchases, them large unnecessary purchases, or just spending less on them larger purchases by buying at the right time. Very important.
And something else we do, we plan far in advance. So if we want to go on a vacation, we a lot of times we don't go in a couple months. We plan it almost a year, maybe a little more in advance. Yeah. So that's something else that we do.
Yeah. And the last thing that y'all should do as a couple is like and subscribe to my channel, Mike the Money Motivator, mostly day trading, but I got this podcast and I'm going to go back to doing a little bit of informational videos outside of day trading. So y'all stay tuned and y'all stay locked for that, man. Thank you for watching.